What are the odds of surviving one major shipwreck? Pretty rare. What about two? Astronomical. What about three, including the most famous maritime disaster in human history? Meet Violet Jessop, the woman the ocean simply could not kill, no matter how many times it tried. Violet Constance Jessop was born in 1887 in Argentina to Irish immigrant parents. Her childhood was not exactly a fairy tale. Her father died young, her mother fell seriously ill, and as the oldest of 9 children, Violet had to figure things out fast. Oh, and she herself was diagnosed with tuberculosis as a child. Doctors said she probably wouldn't survive. She survived. She moved to England, needed money, and became an ocean liner stewardess, one of the most glamorous jobs a working-class woman could get in the early 1900s. She was charming, capable, and by all accounts absolutely delightful to be around. The ocean, however, had other plans for her. In 1911, Violet was working aboard the RMS Olympic, the sister ship of a certain very famous vessel we'll get to in a moment. The Olympic collided with a British warship called the HMS Hawke in the Solent Channel. It was one of the biggest maritime accidents of the year. Violet survived. She laughed it off, went back to work, and was assigned to a brand new ship, the biggest, most luxurious ocean liner ever built. You already know where this is going. April 14th, 1912. The RMS Titanic hits an iceberg and begins to sink. Violet Jessop is on board. She was ordered by officers to get into a lifeboat to show passengers it was safe. She did. She sat in the lifeboat in the freezing North Atlantic, watching the Titanic go down. And then, because the universe has a sense of humor, someone handed her a baby to look after. She survived. The baby survived. She never found out who the baby was or what happened to it, though years later a woman contacted her, claiming to be that baby. We'll never know for sure. Violet went home, took a few weeks off, and went back to work on ocean liners. Because of course she did. World War I breaks out. The HMHS Britannic, another sister ship to the Titanic, is converted into a hospital ship. Violet signs up as a nurse. In 1916, the Britannic hits a mine in the Aegean Sea and starts sinking. Violet Jessop is on board. Again. She jumped into the water this time and nearly got sucked into the ship's still spinning propellers underwater. She survived by kicking hard enough to escape, though she cracked her skull on the way out. She later wrote in her memoirs that she remembered to grab her toothbrush this time, because she'd forgotten it on the Titanic. I cannot stress enough how unbothered this woman was. The Britannic sank in just 55 minutes, faster than the Titanic. Violet survived. After 3 ships, 2 world wars, tuberculosis, and an attempted death by propeller, Violet Jessop retired from ocean liner work in 1950. She moved to a cottage in Suffolk, England, kept chickens, tended her garden, and lived quietly until she died peacefully in 1971 at the age of 83. The ocean tried. It tried 3 times, and Violet Jessop simply refused. Violet Jessop survived the Olympic, the Titanic, and the Britannic. Tuberculosis as a child, a cracked skull, near death by ship propeller, and she went back to work every single time. If that's not the most unhinged display of resilience in maritime history, I don't know what is. Subscribe for more stories about history's most unforgettable humans. It only gets weirder. Like, subscribe, and maybe think twice before booking a cruise.